Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaskar dear students, I am Jai Javani. Welcome you at Chaitanya Studio on behalf of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, and in this class we are going to discuss unit number 2, nouns, which is a part of paper language skills taught in Masters in Journalism and Communication. So the very first question that arises over here is, what do we mean by noun? You must have heard this term noun. What do you think noun means? This is something that you should think of. But meanwhile, I want you to answer some questions. Can you tell me what is it? What would you call it? You can write that in your comment box. Duster may be something which with the help of which you can rub. What is it? Maybe a marker, something, a pen with which you can write. Yes, you use it to write it. What do you call it? A pen. Cell phone maybe you must have heard of. I mean, you would have seen. So how do you know this is a duster and this is a pen? Can I call it a duster? No. Why? I call it a pen because a name is given to it. Something with the help of which you can write something is called a pen. So now, in a simple terms, if I want to tell you what noun means, it means a name. So in a simple language, noun means a name or a word that is used for a person, a place, and or a thing. Names or words that are used for a person, a place, or a thing. For example, my name is Jai. I am given a name, Ajay or Jai, I mean whatever, Ajay or Jai, the names. Book, the one with which you use to write on something, to read, you call it a book. Likewise, apple, student, these are some of the examples of nouns. But if you see, these nouns, all of them are not the same. They are divided into certain categories and they are used in a particular ways. So we are going to learn that. So nouns are divided basically into two main categories, common nouns and the second one is proper noun, which is there in the cream color background, and the one which is in tomato color common noun. So basically two main categories, common nouns and proper nouns. Others are collective nouns, abstract nouns, and material nouns. All of them which are going to discuss in detail. So what is common noun and what is proper noun? In a simple word, if I want to tell you, nouns which are used for general use is called a common noun, and the nouns which are used for specific things, specific persons, specific places, for that it is a proper noun. So common nouns are words that are used for people, animals, places or things that are commonly used. For people you say man, women, district, village, table, all of them are commonly used. But when I talk about particular things, I am given a particular name Jai. You would be given a specific name. If I talk about a specific district, Junagadh, Ahmedabad, Africa, a particular nation. So these are proper nouns. In a simple way, when you are talking about specific names that are given to people, places, things, it's proper nouns. Common nouns, the names which are commonly used. Next slide. So when I talk about common nouns, as I said, the words that are used for people, the words that are used for animals, the words that are used for things, and the words that are used for places. These are types of common nouns or uses of common nouns. Let's see the next slide. So, if I give you an example, the words that are used for people like actor. When I am talking about any actor, not specifically any particular actor, it's a common noun like aunt, baby, baker, cook, dentist. I am talking about any dentist, any doctor, lawyer, judge. So, names of the professions are common nouns. Man, any man I am talking about, not a particular man. So, here I am talking about names which are commonly used for people. So, these are the examples of common nouns. One of the things which you should remember about common noun is whenever you use common noun anywhere, you should use small letter for it, not a capital, unless you are starting your sentence with a common noun. Anywhere in your paragraph, whenever you are using common noun, except if you are starting your paragraph, you should use a small letter. You should start your common noun with a small letter. Second, names of the animals. So, when I talk about the names which are given there, like cat, crow, baby, baker, when I talk about animals, there are some of the animals which are there like crocodile, bear, deer, zebra, which are there in front of you in this slide, in this picture. So, these are the words that are used for animals. So, these are also common nouns. Then we have things like, if you can see, I had showed you pen, duster in the beginning of lecture. Then we have basket, drum, cake, bed, lights, door, gate, chair. All of these are common nouns. Common nouns for the one which are used for things. Next we have words that are used for places. The common words that are used for places like beach, I talk about, park, then we have nursery, we have library, we have classrooms. All of them are common nouns that we use for places. Now, when we come to the next, proper nouns, the names that are given particularly, specific names that are given to places, people or things. Also, as I had said that when we use common nouns, you should start your letter with small letter. Here, whenever you use your proper noun, anywhere in your paragraphs, anywhere in your text, it will always start with capital. Suppose you write my name Jay or your name, write it in the comment box, but make sure you start it with the capital. So, whenever you start your noun with a capital, it should be proper noun, or a proper noun starts with capital letters. Next. So, here I have given you names of people such as Jay, Ajay, Vijay, Sita, Geeta, Meeta, or many of them are there. All of them, if you have noticed, start with capital letters. Next, we have names of countries and their people. Like you can see in the slide, American man, Englishman, Swedish man, Indian, Thai. These are the names of the people who are living in the country, and also names of the country like India, Taiwan, America, Africa. All of them are names of the countries, and because they are given specific names, be it countries, be it states, be it cities, all of them would be used as capitals. I mean, all of them would start with capital letters because they are proper nouns. Next, we have the names of towns, cities, buildings and landmarks. So in whichever you are living, in whichever area you are living, whenever you write that in your address, make sure it starts with a capital letter, and you know the reason why, because it is given a specific name, it is a proper noun, and that's why you would start it with a capital letter. You are able to see that in this slide. You may write your names in the comment box. I mean names of the areas, cities, places where you are living. Then the days of the weeks, months of the year. So January, February, March till the December, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. Whenever you are writing these names, these words in a paragraph, make sure you start those words with capitals always. Then we have the names of mountains, rivers, seas and lakes. So if I talk about Himalaya, my Himalaya, the word would start always with a capital letter. You may write the names of the other mountains in the comment box. River like Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, or the river on which the city you are living in is built. All of those names are specific names that are given to rivers, and that's why they are proper nouns. Same goes with seas and lakes. Then we have collective nouns. I am sure these two are clear to you. Common nouns used for general names for people, places or things. Then we have proper nouns, that the specific names that are given to people, places or things. Also the distinction between these two is you will start anywhere your common noun with a small letter. Anywhere you start your proper noun, it would start with a capital letter. Now collective nouns. So what are collective nouns? Collective nouns are words that used to describe groups of people, animals and things as a single entity. So if I say groups, it's not a single entity. Even though it describes groups of people, it is not a single entity. Two things which are here you should remember is, first, the words which describe groups, but groups of anything with things, people or animals, but it should denote single entity. Can you write an example of it? Like a bouquet of flowers, a bunch of flowers. It's a bouquet shows a single entity. A group of people, a group shows a single entity. For animals, like we have herd of cattle, a pack of wolves, a flock of birds. This, all of them, if you see, even though they are in group, it denotes single entity. Like we have other examples for people, a team of players. There are 7 players in one group, but a team shows that it is single entity. And if you have noticed, all of them use the article before them because it is singular. It denotes singular noun. If it would have been plural, you would have not used your article before that. So collective nouns always used article a or n before it. Then the next, what are the things which you should remember while talking about collective nouns or whenever you are using collective nouns? So collective nouns treat groups as a single entity. They vary depending on the type of the group. So it's not just one word that you would use. Different examples I have given to you already. They often evoke imagery or characteristics associated with the group. And whenever you are using it, these two things you should remember is, use it as a singular verb with collective nouns when referring to the group as a whole. and then you should be mindful of context to choose the appropriate subjective noun. You cannot use, right, a team of fishes. No, a team of, by the way, you cannot use the fishes, that's why I used it. A team of fish, suppose you want to use. It's a wrong, context. A team of players, a bouquet of flowers. I hope this is clear to you. Now, abstract nouns. So, what is an abstract noun? I'm sure you would have used, or you would have known the terms like concrete and abstract. So, the title itself suggests that abstract noun refers to the ideas or concepts or qualities that cannot be, you cannot perceive it. You cannot perceive it through the senses. We have 6 senses. You cannot see that. You cannot touch it. You can just feel it. Like when I talk about God. Have you seen God? Have you touched God? No. So whenever something that is not seen, something that cannot be touched but felt only, this is known as abstract noun, a type of a noun, abstract noun. Like love. Can you touch love? No, but you can feel it, right? So these are the names that are given to feelings. Love, courage, happiness, honesty, freedom. These are some of the examples that are given in front of you. If you know other examples of abstract nouns, I would like you to write it in the comment box. What are the key characteristics of abstract nouns? So, abstract nouns represent intangible things. Intangible means something you cannot touch, something you cannot see. They convey emotions, qualities or concepts, as I said, and they often evoke feelings or thoughts rather than physical objects. And if I give you some of the usage tips, I have written 2 over here. The very first one is abstract nouns are often used to express complex ideas or emotions. They can be subject or object of a sentence. In the next slide, in next coming slides, not the next one, we will be talking about functions of nouns. There we will see all these nouns have the function. So, other than this 4 types of nouns, nouns are also divided in terms of countable nouns and uncountable nouns, which all of us should remember. So, what are countable nouns? Countable nouns are objects, people, animal, places, etc. that can be counted. For instance, if I tell you 4 boxes or 3 pens, but can I say 3 feelings? Yes? No. No, I cannot write that. So, something that can be counted, something that is concrete and can be counted are countable nouns. So, a countable noun can be both singular or plural. But when I talk about things which cannot be counted, love, can I count it? Milk, sugar, yes, it can be used. They will require measures for it, but they cannot be counted individually. So, these are countable nouns. You can see A and end with singular countable nouns like a bitch, a student, an umbrella. So, singular nouns are basically used with articles. You would put article a or an before singular countable common nouns. Also, one of the things which we are talking about noun, you should remember that before proper nouns, when the names are specific, you should not use you should not use article a or an. So, when you think of my name Jay, I cannot write a Jay or a Sumitra or any other things which are used, a or Junagat, and Ahmedabad. No. Before common nouns, you cannot use article. Before uncountable nouns, you cannot use article. When the articles are used, before three conditions are there which you should remember. It should be common noun, it should be countable, common and countable, and it should not be proper noun, and it should also be singular. You cannot write all cars or all buses or boxes. Why? Because it is plural. You use article a or an before countable, common, singular nouns. Will not distract our topic over here, but these are the things which you should remember when we talk about nouns. Then we come to uncountable nouns. So uncountable nouns are substances, concepts, etc. that we cannot divide into separate elements, and hence we cannot count them. For example, milk. Can you count it? 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk? Yes. We can say 1 bottle, 1 cup of or 1 liter milk or buttermilk or milk. But it cannot separately count it. You need measures for it. So these are uncountable nouns. For example, we have water, understanding, wood, cheese, justice. All of them are uncountable nouns. So all your abstract nouns are also uncountable nouns because it cannot be counted. You cannot see, you cannot touch. They are untangible. So it makes them again uncountable nouns. An uncountable noun always takes a singular form in a sentence. You cannot say loves. No. You cannot say cheeses. You cannot say sugars. Then, as I had said, we will talk about functions of nouns. What are the functions of nouns? The very first is, at times, nouns are used as subjects. I am sure we have talked about subject-verb agreement, subject, verbs and objects. So, the very first thing is nouns are used as subjects. Here I will repeat what do we mean by subject. Subject means a doer of an action. Somebody who is doing an action is called a subject. So every sentence has a subject which is a noun that tells us what that sentence is all about. For example, I am teaching a lecture, or I am teaching nouns right now. So whenever you tell somebody that Jai is teaching nouns, who is what Jai is functions as? It functions as subject, and Jai is a common noun. Here another example that is given to you. We will keep this example for all the functions to compare it. Rahul swung the cricket bat. So what did he swung? Cricket bat. Who swung it? Rahul. So if you see, Rahul is a common noun and it functions over here as a subject. Also, they are used as direct objects. What are direct objects? When something is being done on something, then they are used as objects. So these nouns receive action from verbs. Rahul swung the cricket bat. So the here cricket bat or bat. We can use cricket bat or bat. It functions as object. So here our another common noun is there which functions as a direct object. It also functions as indirect objects. So these nouns receive the direct object, like Hemant threw Rahul the ball. Then we have Rahul over here. Hemant threw the ball. That Hemant is common noun, functioning as subject. The ball functioning as direct object, but Rahul is here indirect object. So here our common noun Rahul is functioning as indirect object. I hope that is clear to you. So, functions of noun, it can function as subject, it can function as direct object, it can function as indirect object also. Next, nouns are objects of prepositions also. So, if we talk about this kind of nouns, they follow the preposition in the prepositional phrase. Like we have over here, Rahul swung the cricket bat at Hemant. So, we have prepositional phrase at Hemant, and before that we have the cricket bat, which is used before prepositional phrase. So, they are used as objects of prepositions. Then nouns are predictive nominatives also. Like these nouns follow linking verbs and rename the subject. Rahul is a cricketer. So, here we have a predicate nominative, cricketer. What is Rahul? Rahul is a cricketer. So, here the cricketer is again a noun which functions as a predictable nominatives. They also function as complements. So, this kind of nouns, when we talk about, they complete the direct object. Like they named their dog Raju. So, here the object is, here the noun is object complements. And the example that another function of noun is, a noun can also be in the possessive case. I'm sure what is possessive case. One of the examples or one of the common practice of talking about possessive case is apostrophe s, use of apostrophe s. So, whenever something, the object belongs to somebody or something, they are used as possessive case. So, your nouns can also function as possessive case. For example, we have those are Priya's books. Here, books are whose? Priya's. They are a possessive case. So, again, the common noun books here is used as a possessive case. So, I am sure you have thorough understanding of the basic understanding of nouns. Two major parts: common nouns, proper nouns. Other examples are common nouns, proper nouns, abstract nouns and collective nouns. Common nouns, the names which are commonly used for people, things or places. Proper nouns, specific words or names that are used for people, places and things. Common nouns, always in small letter. Proper noun, always in capital. Wherever you use proper noun, you would start with capital. Another thing which common noun about is whenever it is countable, common noun, and whenever it is a singular noun, you would use your article a and before n. Then we have proper nouns, which we have already discussed. Then abstract nouns, things which are untangible, the words that are used for that, like love, feelings, all the feelings that you talk about are abstract nouns. And then we have collective nouns. So, whenever it denotes a group but functions as a singular, like a bouquet of flowers is collective nouns. And there are various functions of nouns, like they function as subjects, objects, direct object, indirect object, and possessive case as objective complements. So, these are various functions of nouns. Thank you for joining. We will see you in the next class with another topic of language skills. Thank you for joining.